Alright, it's time to make every single heavy music fan angry with at least one of these 13 opinions. And hey, if I don't make you mad in this video, maybe I'll do another one with some more opinions that you're probably not gonna like. But all of these are mine, not trying to look cool, just my own personal thoughts, and I guess I just want to get a rise out of everybody. So whether you agree, disagree, anything, go ahead and tell me down below. And of course, leave all the hate comments you want down below. It's all engagement to me. Here's a nice spicy one to start things off with, and trust me, this will be a mixed bag. You don't know what's coming next. William Duvall is the better singer than Lane Staley. William Duvall is the better frontman than Lane Staley. In fact, I think Lane Staley is the third best Alice in Chains lead singer. In fact, William Duvall and Jerry Cantrell are superior to Lane Staley. All Lane Staley ever really accomplished besides putting his heart and soul out there, just like Jerry Cantrell did, just like William Duvall has, is just going, doing the yarls. He was one of the first ones to do the yarls, which is why Alice in Chains gets associated with grunge, which I despise hearing that. If you took Lane Staley out of the equation, or at least took the weird things out of it, yeah, they would be a straight up metal band and no one would have ever questioned it. Yes, William Duvall has done not only more albums with Alice in Chains than Lane Staley, but he is the far superior singer. And even when he wasn't in the picture, Jerry Cantrell was the far better singer, songwriter, everything in Alice in Chains compared to Lane Staley. Oh, this is an easy way to get prog metal fans upset. Yes, it's one of, if not my least favorite growl Opeth album. And I know that confuses so many of you, as so many people discovered Opeth because of Ghost Reveries. The only pure Opeth shirt that I have is from Ghost Reveries when I saw him on that particular tour with Devil Driver and Dark Tranquillity opening at First Avenue in Minneapolis. I can't believe it was that long ago, coming up on 20 years. But seriously, it's fine. It is a fine album, but I would say even some of the 70s, 60s, and 70s inspired Opeth prog is better than Ghost Reveries. And I know those are fighting words, and I'm willing to defend my opinion through and through. Ghost Reveries is fine, but fine is not good enough for Opeth. I think this is more of an opinion of a certain age, but I am of that certain age. I stopped giving Metallica a fair chance after Saint Anger. You probably heard this story before if you've seen any of my Metallica videos or seen me talk on social media before, but I was the biggest Metallica fan that you could find until 20 years ago when Saint Anger came out, and that completely warped my impression of the band. I hated everything about it. I still hate it to this point. And everyone can defend it as much as they want to, and they are right to their opinions, and I'm not going to fight you on it. Nor should you fight me on my opinion, but I am giving my thoughts, that's why you're checking out this video. But after Saint Anger, I just stopped caring. I was burnt out on the band, and everything, Death Magnetic, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, 72 Seasons. Lulu is a Lou Reed album, goddammit. It is not a Metallica album, and everyone who keeps saying that is a fucking idiot. But yes, everything after Saint Anger, I just don't care about, and I'm not going to give it a fair chance because I just stopped caring. And it's amazing when an album really train wrecks your view of a band that you can never go back to them. This is the only band where that's ever happened before. With other bands, it takes multiple albums, but with Metallica, it only took one, and it set Saint Anger around my neck, and there's a reason he gets no respect. Maybe this one isn't so controversial. I guess it kind of depends on what kind of Catatonia fan you are, if you are. But of course, there's so many people that love the heavy progressive metal, gothic metal era of Catatonia. And then you got those really old school people who only enjoy the first 3 Catatonia albums, which is just mind-blowing to me that those are the only 3 that you enjoy. But it is the band's album Last Fair Deal Gone Down, which is my personal favorite Catatonia album. It's got a little bit of everything except for the Death Doom. It is more alternative than anything else. It's almost got poppy moments, it's got some electronic moments on there, but it's still got some heavy gothic moments elements going on. There's some progressive metal going on there. Some of the most hard-hitting lyrics the band has ever done is on this album, and there's a reason why they still play songs off of this album. There's a reason why before the pandemic, they did the whole album in its entirety, because it is that damn good. And that is not to say that the heavy Catatonia era is not a great era. It is, and of course I did a whole backwards marathon on it. But nothing beats Last Fair Deal Gone Down in my eyes, and that's why I love that Sky Void of Stars is very much like this in that same vein, just updated for 2023. Same basic ideals, just a little bit different. And if you like Last Fair Deal Gone Down, you should check out Sky Void of Stars. I think you might dig it. Oh, this one is sure to get to a lot of people. And with that, I say, I don't care. Yes, Glamterra easily beats Pantera. I will easily take the first 4 Pantera albums over the latter part of their career. A lot of people still think that Cowboys from Hell is the first real Pantera album. It's their 5th, but hey, you try talking to a Pantera fan, and you try to tell them the truth. But yeah, seriously, I will take every single Glamterra album over the Pantera era. The only thing that comes close, only one that comes close, is the Great Southern Trendkill. But that took a whole lot of drugs for it to come out the way that it did. Whereas with Glamterra, they were just getting drunk and having fun. And yeah, I guess that's what I want more. I want more of the 80s party than the 90s bro and all of the bands that they inspired with that sound. No, thank you. Yeah, here's something for you. A band that only changed about like 10 or 20% of their original demo and put it out just a couple years ago, put every other thrash metal band to shame. Mr. Bungle before they got into their weird experimental side with the Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny demo, which was just a demo and then became a full-length album as potentially the last album of their career, put out one of the best thrash metal albums ever made, and there hasn't been a single album in at least 10, 15 years, if not longer, at least in the 21st century, and I might even go back to the 20th century. Easily one of the best thrash metal albums ever made. You have Scott Ian, you have Dave Lombardo, you have Trevor Dunn, you have Mike Patton, you have an excellent mix to create one of the greatest thrash metal albums ever made, and they did it. I'd like to see any other thrash band put out this much intensity and tongue-in-cheek into an album going forward. I dare you. Not even a question, it is just true. John Bush, not only the better singer than Joey Belladonna, not only the better frontman of Anthrax than Joey Belladonna, but John Bush is on my favorite and the best Anthrax album, We've Come For You All. 3 statements which I'm sure pissed so many of you off just now, and that just has me gleaming. It just has me savoring at the bit, pissing you off saying that. Joey Belladonna, I will admit, has gotten better with age. But those early Anthrax albums, when he was originally in the band, are so hard for me to listen to, I can't listen to them. And I'll even say, like 10 or so years ago when they did All of Among the Living, well, they did the first half, then they did a bunch of songs, then they did the second half, which I just find puzzling. Why would you not just play the album in its entirety in one time? He sounded better when he did that. But boy, that original voice, no. Whereas John Bush was amazing on his very first album, he was amazing on the very last Armored Saint album. Well, I don't think it's going to be their final album, but, the latest one. And he's going to sound amazing until he retires or moves on from music in some way, shape, or form. John Bush, better than Joey Belladonna, I don't care. Depending on the type of metal fan that you are, you don't even consider Death Heaven to be metal, or true, or cult, or anything else that you want to call them. I think that they made great music up until Infinite Granite, which I gave the benefit of the doubt when I first heard it. They wanted to do more of the shoegaze, post-rock kind of sound, which they can do fine. It's just I'm not big on pure shoegaze. And although they hinted back at the black gaze sound at the very end of the final song on Infinite Granite, I just don't enjoy the album. everything before that time, though. I love everything from their original LP all the way through up to Infinite Granite. I love that black gay sound. I love that bands were inspired to do it because of them. I love that they were inspired by bands that did it before them, and they took it to a whole new level. And I don't care if it's hipster, I don't care if it's not true metal. You can't convince me otherwise. Deaf Heaven made some great music. And I don't know what they're going to be doing next. They might be continuing on with the pure shoegaze sound. They might have completely done away with the black gaze sound. I have no idea. All I know is they did have an amazing run of records. And hey, if they have another stretch after this, good on them. Here's one where I can feel your anuses getting completely tight. Yeah, I like half of the Him discography. You know, to be a true metal fan, you have to like none of it and say that Him sucks. Whereas I say, you are wrong. And I've seen other people say that Sentenced would have been bigger if Him wasn't around, which I would also like to say, they're not the same band. So, no. Sentenced and Him are two completely different things. But yes, I love the first couple Him albums. I absolutely fucking hated Wings of a Butterfly. The last two albums are abysmal. I do not enjoy that new solo album whatsoever. I know some people enjoy it, and I will never be one of them. Venus Doom is one of the best Gothic Doom albums out there. And if you don't believe me, you never heard it, and you're not willing to give it a fair chance. Take your preconceived notions out of the way. If you love Gothic Doom of My Dying Bride and Anathema and Paradise Lost, you need to check out Venus Doom. The rest of it, yeah, I can understand why you don't like it. You can also be wrong for having those feelings. But yes, there is a good portion of the Him discography that is really damn good music. It's good goth rock, it's good pop rock, it's just good dark fun. And sometimes you just need music like that. Get the stick out of your butthole. I'm sure it hurts by now. And here's one that I know is gonna hurt some particular people, and I don't apologize for my opinion because it is how I truly feel. I enjoy Devin Townsend's other outlets more than I enjoy Strappy Young Lad. And I love Strappy Young Lad. I love all 5 albums. And I think some of them are some of the greatest albums ever made. But there's a caveat to that. Devin's solo material, some of it outranks the Strappy Young Lad material. I will take things like Ocean Machine and Epicloud and Terria over the best Strappy Young Lad albums. And I know that's a shocker for some people, but it is true. Like, I love the absolute chaos of that Mad Professor Heavy Devi was at one point in time. But I love it so much more when he just gets to truly be himself. Not ruled by drugs, not ruled by what the fans want. I love it when Devi is Devi. It can be Heavy Devi or just Devi. It doesn't matter. I love that side. I love it when it gets slow and melodic. Deadhead is one of the greatest songs ever written. Storm is my personal favorite full-on Devin Townsend song. Bastard is one of my favorite riffs of all time. All solo Devin Townsend. And again, Strappy Young Lad is amazing, and there's so many great moments throughout all 5 albums of Strappy Young Lad. But I will always, if I have to make a choice, I will always choose the Devin Townsend Project, Devin Townsend Band, or under the Devin Townsend name, more than Strappy Young Lad. And there you go, folks, my personal thoughts and opinions that I'm sure pissed off quite a number of people, and all I can say is I'm so happy that my thoughts have such merit and live rent-free in your head that they have ruined your day somehow. And if it truly did ruin your day, if you're upset by my opinions, let me know it down below. With the life I've lived, you really can't say anything that's gonna hurt me in any particular way, and if you feel like you need to defend the opposition to my opinions, please feel free. It is all engagement to me. And until the next video like this, or any other type of video that I put up here on the Heavy Debriefings YouTube channel, for Heavy Debriefings, Josh Runk was saying, see ya.